Hi everyone, welcome back to Team Ren Maths. I hope you all had a fantastic spring holiday. It's Mr. Gray here with another maths challenge for you to work on. What we're going to do is just begin by recapping on the last problem, which was to create a multiplication by placing those 6 digits in the 6 boxes. So here was the solution to that, and it was absolutely fantastic to see some of your work coming in through Twitter and through the form that was set up. So I'd love to give a special mention to some pupils for their work. So well done to Sam, who's in P6 at Lockfield, Eva from S1 in Trinity. We had Harry and Matthew, who both came through on Twitter but didn't mention their school. Alfie, who's in S1 at Johnson. Terence in S5 and Kyle in S1, both at Glenifer. Hannah in P7 at Kilbarkin. And Josh and Freya, both from Primary 6 at St Catherine's. Well done everyone, it was absolutely great to see your work, particularly to see that you all struggled your way to it. No one got it right first time, and that's what that challenge was all about. Congratulations. If you want to share your work on today's problem, the hashtag and the link to the form will be at the end of the video. Okay, so today's problem starts with this diagram. What do you see? What do you notice? What do you wonder? I've got a question I'm wondering. How many triangles are there in that diagram? What to do is pause the video, have a think about it, and see if you can come up with an answer. And then, in the next slide, we'll go through it. Okay, so hopefully you've got an answer, and it's time to check that out. There are 18 triangles in that diagram. Does that match what you thought? If it doesn't, fantastic, because that's not the end of the problem. Now the problem is not just about finding how many triangles there are, because we know there are 18. It's about convincing yourself that there are 18. Can you do that? Can you now go and convince yourself that there are 18 triangles? Could you convince a friend that there are 18 triangles? What about your teacher? Could you convince them? On the next slide, we'll look at how you can maybe simplify things. Taking a problem and making it simpler is a fantastic strategy for when you're just feeling a bit stuck or overwhelmed. So looking at this diagram, how could we make it simpler? One way might be to get rid of the bottom 2 rows. And then we can investigate how many triangles there are in the top. If we feel like we've got that, well, we can extend it a bit. And again, if our thinking is starting to come together, we can go to the next level. That strategy doesn't just work on this problem. Anytime you find yourself really stuck, ask yourself, can I come up with a simpler version of this problem? Because working on that simpler version might just help you crack the tougher version. If you like this type of problem, then what I think is fantastic is you can create your own. How many triangles do you see in that diagram? It's pretty tough. How could you make that simpler? What about this one? What other shapes do you see? I love this one. It's really challenging. I'm still working on it myself. What I would love is for you to share some of your own creations for how many triangles. And you can do that using the hashtag at the end of the video. Or if you don't have access to Twitter, you can use the form that's provided as well. And on the form, there's a place for you to upload images. So you can show me your drawings for your own versions or for how you worked on the original problem. Some of you are probably still frantically trying to find those 18 triangles. And if you're desperate to know, keep watching. On the next slide, I'm going to show you where they all are. There you go. The way I thought about this was to think about the top row only. and I saw that there were 1, 2, 3 small triangles, 2 slightly bigger triangles, and then a third triangle that covered the lot. And that was the same on every row. So I knew that every row contained 6 triangles. So there were 18. You might not have looked at it that way, and if you can show me through a little diagram, again, you can share that either using the hashtag TeamRenMaths or by completing the form, and the link to that's on the next slide. So, as always, the most important thing for me is to see some of your work. So, here's how you can get in touch, and if you don't have access to a Twitter account, you can type in the address bar bit.ly/TeamRenMaths, and that will take you to a form where you can give me your name, your school, and upload some pictures of your work. I hope you enjoyed today's problem. We'll be back tomorrow. Stay safe.